In the next clip, that's an add-in to my MK Ultra video. I said that I was adding it in at the end of the video, and I meant the beginning. All right, just adding that in there, guys. Also, later in the video, when I get to Nizin Lopez, his mind control video, I just wanted to let you guys know that at the beginning part, you will hear some background noise a little bit. You can still hear the audio, but you can also hear some talking in the background at the beginning of that clip. And I want to apologize for that. What's going on is basically, as I told you guys in my prior videos, I moved. And so the room I'm staying in now is actually right next to the front porch. So whenever there's talking going on outside, and I'm doing a video, it can be picked up. So next time now I know that I'll need to move to another room if someone's talking outside. But just want to apologize for that. And then also later in that same clip with Nizin, I stop to kind of piggyback off of a list that he shares of effects of the neuromonitoring to show you guys a diagram on Google and discuss an experience that I had with those same effects. And I noticed during that scene, the diagram that I was screen sharing didn't show. So I'm going to show you guys that diagram right now. So this is the diagram I was sharing, guys. And if you'd like, you can go ahead and pause it at any point to take your time and read it. But I'm going to just slowly scroll through. Whoops, sorry about that. Yep, so that's it, guys. And you can also look this diagram up yourself. All I typed in was neuromonitoring effects diagram. And I initially came across this diagram on Quora, and then I tried to find it myself and I was able to find it on Google. All right, that's all, guys. I just wanted to add that in there at the beginning. All right, so enjoy the video. Talk to you in the next one. Peace out. Hey, y'all, I just wanted to add in this analysis to the end of my mind control video that I just created. I was just basically reviewing it and watching it back. And as you can see, it's multiple clips. Hold on, sorry, let me come out, that I added together. I'm here on Filmora, and this is the app that I use to put clips together. And you'll hear me mention in the video when I'm talking about Nizin's video, basically, where he's explaining this technology and talking about the book from the 1980s that he has. When he's talking about mind control, he does the mark of the beast symbol. So I warn you guys ahead of time that that's going to be in that video. And I think he's just doing that to represent the fact that this is a Masonic program. And so this technology is ran by Baphomet, you know? So I believe this is why he did that with his hand. But then just now, as I said, I was reviewing the video, I looked back at the DARPA video, and I realized when they were talking about the technology, and they were showing the guy basically controlling a machine with his own mind because of this technology that they have, he did the mark of the beast symbol. I remember what I said in my prior videos that I couldn't explain why I did that thing with my hand. I remember I've been freaking out about that because that's literally something they ran with. And that's the only thing I could not explain. Everything else was easy for me to explain and refute. But that one thing, I couldn't explain why I did it. I just knew I was extremely mad when I did it. And a month prior, I had had this weird dream that I told my mom about, where I was basically like floating over this naked man, and he was doing that symbol with his hand. And then we started to have intercourse. And then when I woke up, I started hearing a ring in my right ear, like a ringing sound. And remember, your ear rings with this technology. I've been having that happen a lot. So I'm now realizing they probably did dream manipulation. And in that moment when I got really angry and I did that sign with my hand, that was likely mind control. And now I'm actually dealing with thought manipulation as well. So this stuff is serious. But that they literally took that one thing. That's one of the main things that they use basically to villainize me because I did that symbol with my hand, and I was really angry that day too. Listen to my new allegations video and you'll hear me talk about that. I'm going to briefly just say, that was around the time about 4 months ago when I was trying to become a programmer and I was creating a portfolio, and they kept taking the current, antagonizing me, in my pool game, playing against me with avatars that had pictures alluding to death and things of that nature. And so I remember one night they did that again, sent like basically the avatar with the death thing to my pool game, and I got so angry. I said, man, these people are so wicked. They already did so much stuff to me already, and now this. And then I threw my hand up in that symbol. I can't explain why I did it. I just know I was freaking seething. And this is what this program does. I was even talking about the fact in a video I deleted yesterday. I decided not to post that video, but I was talking about the fact that out of all of my siblings, I'm the most laid back and chill one. And actually, when I used to get in fights with my sisters back in the day, they would typically put their hands on me first because they said it was annoying that it seemed like I didn't care. And it's not that I don't care, it's just that I'm so laid back and I don't like drama. For me, if I say my piece and I know I'm right, or if I feel like I'm right, I don't need to continue arguing with you. And so they would see that I looked unbothered, and it would get them so pissed off. It would seem like I got the last word. And so they would hit me. And actually, when I was in Tallahassee with that older sister that I told you lived with the roommate and I, in my story, that was one of the biggest things with she and I. She and I never really got in fights like that as much as we did when we lived together, It was really just because, first of all, around that time she was pregnant too. So she was very moody. She was getting in fights with her fiance too. But then it was just the fact that I did not like, I didn't seem bothered. In other words, like she wasn't getting the reaction she wanted out of me when we were fighting. So she used to hit me. And so I remember that being a thing back then, And it didn't cause no major drama, but I'm just saying it's like, that's how effective this program is in the mind control. It's like they are getting these egregious reactions out of me that's not typical of my character. So I just wanted to talk about that because I did notice that just now as I was reviewing the video, that sign was done again in the DARPA video. So it's something with this technology and that symbology and this program. So that has nothing to do with me, and this is the documentation again to prove it. Anyways, thanks for tuning in. I will talk to y'all in the next one. Peace out. Hello, welcome back to my channel. If you're new to my channel, welcome. My name is Sharifa. My music name is New Lily. If you're new to my channel, sorry for the stammering, guys. A little bit of noise campaign in the background, not much. Anyways, if you're new to my channel, please check out my How I Became a Targeted Individual summary and or full story before checking out any of my newer videos. And actually, you can check out my update video first. It's about 8 minutes long. And in that video, you'll hear me talking about the videos that got deleted from my channel. I basically tell the story of how those videos got deleted because I had a lot more videos posted with information for targets and just keeping, updates about my life. And these were videos where I was on camera. But now, I don't have access to that computer anymore. And the computer that I'm using has really poor camera quality. So most of my videos for now are off camera, aside from my How I Became a Targeted Individual full story. And even in the full story, you can see the difference between the camera quality of that and the screenshot for my summary. Because the screenshot for my summary is from an actual video that got deleted. And so that's the difference in camera quality. It's a big difference, drastic difference. Anyways, this video is not going to be a long one, guys. I just wanted to share some videos about the MK Ultra mind control technology that they use on targeted individuals. So it's 4 videos, and I'm going to go ahead and share those with you right now. And then also after that, there's going to be some add-ons, 2 add-on clips where I'm basically showing you guys more evidence of them, more documentation of them targeting me through the TV. All right, so the first video I'm going to share with you guys is a video straight from DARPA with them discussing this technology.
isn't always easy for a Mokujumi to be in all.
Moko, you have a customer in the lobby.
It's Mike. March 16th, 2018. The U.S. government's Defense Advanced Research Projects Agency, commonly known as DARPA, announces a bold initiative to develop what they call next-generation non-surgical neurotechnology. It is designed to... There, it was like
Whoa, sorry guys, I don't know how that happened. I don't know how that happened. It seems like my summary was in the recommended, and I clicked on it by accident.
March 16th, 2018. The U.S. government's Defense Advanced Research Projects Agency, commonly known as DARPA, announces a bold initiative to develop what they call next-generation non-surgical neurotechnology. It is designed to allow the human brain to directly interface with machines.
We know that DARPA is exploring human-machine interfaces that include direct connections between the brain and outside systems. That's been from the beginning of DARPA's information technology mission, and it continues to this day. DARPA has created some of the most influential technologies of all time, things we use and take for granted every day, including the project that became the internet. They've created self-driving cars, stealth technology, GPS that fits in your pocket. That's DARPA's specialty, to imagine the future and create it.
A new technology that is actually very much on the verge of being a reality that is being fielded is we could have a sensor maybe on the surface of our head, or maybe implanted somewhere in our body, in our brain, or something that allows us to interact directly with our communications gear, our processing gear, our weapon systems, and so on. But now imagine we take that technology and we can control robots at a distance with it. Even fly drones. You put this sensor on and you think the right way, and you can increase the speed of the fan by thinking and controlling that thought with direct-to-mind or mind-machine interfacing. With that type of capability, you can control all sorts of buttons and mechanisms in equipment.
Mind-machine interfaces will have many applications in both civilian and military life. But there are those who believe that this same technology could also be used by DARPA as a new form of mind control. Like their counterparts at the CIA, DARPA-funded researchers have spent decades investigating how the human mind can be altered. In 1965, DARPA launched Project Pandora, which studied the possibility of using microwave radiation to control human behavior. The project reportedly ended in 1969, but DARPA's investigation of how machines can affect and possibly control the brain continues.
Now, guys, when they're talking about the directed radiation frequency, basically using that to control mind, they're talking about the direct energy weapons, the microwave weapons that's used on targets. So no, the experimentation did not stop. They are not being forthcoming with this video. They're kind of using subterfuge. They're giving you information about the technology, but they're kind of making it seem like these are things that they experimented with in the past and they're kind of working on it now, and things that we might be able to do in the future. Everything they're talking about in this video is currently happening now, and they're using the technology on targets, just so you know.
There are explicit programs of DARPA to read and write to human brains, whether it's through direct implants within the brain or wearing some kind of cap. So these things are being worked on, and we know that.
So what's the next step? Maybe the next step is we can send instructions and information to an actual person from a distance with this kind of technology to let another person control their actions. But that could be something that could be malicious.
If there's some way to do it from a distance, a much greater distance than something that you can wear on your scalp, that would be the ultimate technological achievement that would fall into this realm of mind control and direct human-machine interface that DARPA may well want to keep secret.
In the near future, DARPA may possess the technology to remotely control the human mind. But as concerning as that may be, according to some scientists, a more permanent kind of mind control technology is looming, and it involves modifying the human brain by altering the human body's DNA.
The future of mind control, and the future being right now because these experiments are being done, is using gene editing tools. One of them would be CRISPR. The way it works is take the CRISPR, which are these short alternating repeats of DNA. You put that together with an enzyme called Cas. And so you take the CRISPR that you want to use, and you put these pieces together that can be injected and insert this DNA to certain areas of the brain so that we can change brain cells and turn you into something you wouldn't otherwise be. So in this way, gene editing technologies like CRISPR really form a definite basis for future mind control.
These are things that DARPA has investigated. Every technology has the potential for good or evil, and who defines what's good and what's evil, and who uses it for what purpose? These are all questions that have been asked about everything from rockets to self-driving vehicles. We still don't have a good handle on the ethics of various technologies that we use. The technologists tend not to be so concerned with the ethics. That seems to be the domain of other people, policymakers, for example, academics, people like this. There needs to be a hand-in-hand interaction with people creating technology and those who are considering the ethics of that technology.
All right, guys, so that's the video from DARPA. Then I'm going to share this video. I was just looking at a bunch of different videos about this stuff, guys. I already shared the Michael Barden video in my RFID chip video, where I was giving you all information about the Mosquito drones. However, I will share that video again right now.
Hey everyone, how you doing? I've been reading on Twitter some of the tweets. People are talking about the different kinds of technology that are used on targeted individuals, kind of techniques and tactics to impede the value of a targeted individual's life, to drag them down, put them into, I guess a lower frequency, a state of depression, a state of despair, and physically harm them in some cases. So it seems like some people are kind of confused on what some of these weapons are, or some of the techniques and tactics are. So I'm just going to do my best to explain what some of these are. I've researched this for the last 3 years. I've been subject to some of these, and I'm not going to say which ones I have or which ones I haven't. Some of that I just keep to myself. In some of my videos, you hear me talking about some of these. So first, we'll start with directed energy weapon. A directed energy weapon is literally a weapon that is aimed at a target, kind of like in the Marine Corps, they have something called active denial that's used for crowd disbursement. And they will aim this weapon at the person, and it will either burn them, shock them, or almost like punch them, like a force that hits them. So that is a directed energy weapon. Look up active denial. So an extremely low frequency weapon is something that I believe works with sound. So you've heard about hertz. I've heard that 122 hertz is a sound wave, basically, that can be aimed at you that can lower your frequency, that can put you in a state of depression. There are different levels of that can be used to affect your mood, to put you into a depression, to make you anxious, to make you fearful, to cause a bunch of synthetic mood swings. Where I've seen. Well, I'll just leave that at that. Okay, V2K, or the voice of God. V2K is voice to skull. I'm holding my camera here, so I should have put it on the tripod. Voice to skull is a technological weapon, basically. And since the brain has no firewall, Dr. Robert Duncan, formerly of the CIA, graduated from Harvard, can tell you about this. Look at his YouTube videos and or read his books on this, where they can insert an audible voice into the target's head and make that person think that they are hearing voices in their head. They are hearing voices, but it's synthetic and done with technology. There was a base that I was stationed at while I was in the Middle East, and we had a big tower in the middle of the base, and they called that tower the Voice of God. I don't know if it was a coincidence or not. Okay, synthetic telepathy is where they can use, I don't know how they do this, if it's through cell phone towers or if it's through chips, RFID chips, and I'll explain what that is, inserted into the brain. I don't know exactly how they do it, but it is basically something that can interrupt your thoughts or can insert thoughts into your thought pattern. So you're working on something, say you're typing something out, and all of a sudden a thought will go into your head that has nothing to do with what you're talking or what you're thinking about, or what you have your focus on, and that is done for several reasons: to sidetrack you from what you're doing, to make you think you're crazy, and to manipulate the remote neural monitoring. So what remote neural monitoring is basically technology being used to read individuals' thoughts. Now, Facebook has come out and let people know that they are researching this technology. There are government patents on this, and again, there is no firewall in the brain, so this is completely possible. There wouldn't be a U.S. patent for it if it's something that will not function. So, with the remote neural monitoring, that remote neural monitoring is being tracked and being recorded, and somebody's reading it. Whether it be the police department, intel agencies, corporations, whoever is trying to read your thoughts, basically. If somebody wants to create a false narrative of an individual, they can use synthetic telepathy to manipulate the outcome of the remote neural monitoring. If they want a certain individual, let's say I have a probation officer, and that probation officer is reading the remote neural monitoring recorded from me. And certain individuals want to create a narrative about me. They can insert different thoughts into my head. Follow me here. There are patents for this. There are millions of people complaining about this. But if they want to create a certain narrative about a person, they can insert those thoughts, that synthetic telepathy, into your thought pattern. Then the people that are reading the remote neural monitoring are getting a false narrative of the person that you really are. Okay. An RFID chip, radio frequency identification. These are inserted into, all kinds of people. I was going to say targeted individuals, but all kinds of people are getting RFID chips, just like you see people getting put in their hand right here to scan their door, to not have to have a key to enter their door, to identify themselves at work. Some people are voluntarily doing this, I believe in Denmark, somewhere in the Netherlands. But these are inserted into targeted individuals' bodies during consensual surgeries. So, say somebody gets breast implants. Say somebody has, or they break a leg, and they have they need to get metal and a bunch of screws put into their leg. During that surgery, the doctor that you are seeing, the doctor that is performing the surgery on you, could have been approached by whatever agency is responsible for doing this. They tell the doctor that they need to help with national security. They have them sign a non-disclosure and what's called an NSL, a national security letter, saying that they cannot say anything about this due to national security, and they must insert this RFID chip into an individual's body. One of my friends actually, I just looked at her RFID printout, her scan of her body, and she's got, I don't know, 7 or 8 of them all throughout her body, some up towards her head, one in the chest, just different areas, one in the foot, things like that. So that's, and those are for tracking. They can track you pretty much anywhere you go. Say you leave your cell phone at home, they're not going to track you through your cell phone because it's at home. That doesn't matter. They can track you with the RFID chip, and there's other things they can accomplish by having an RFID chip in your body. They can read vitals, heart rate, emotions, different things like that to judge how you're feeling at the time, and then know when to attack you, basically. Okay, so here's some non-technological things that happen. Street theater. Street theater is when you go out into public and...
Alright guys, so this stuff is scary. I talked about this in the RFID implantation video that I created. Please check that out if you haven't already. In that video, I'm basically just giving you information about the military Mosquito and bird drones that they use to surveil targets 24/7. And I'm even sharing an article with you. I even share in that video an article with you that I'm sorry for the stammering. I heard noise campaign in the background. That gives a description of how the Mosquito drones are used to insert/implant the RFID chip as well as nanobots. And I did see that some targets we're not sure how the chip is implanted. And so that's how it is through the Mosquito drones. Check out that video if you haven't already. What he's talking about is 100% correct, and he is a former military agent. So he knows a lot of inside information about this stuff, and he's now targeted. But also, too, there's a 4th video I'm about to share with you guys that's talking about the fact that we're now in the quantum phase of this technology. So things are so advanced at this point that they don't even need to use the RFID chip to read your thoughts. They can use physics, quantum physics and frequencies to basically read your thoughts. They're experimenting with all of these different things, and targets are being used. We're the experimentees. But anyways, I also wanted to, what else did I want to talk about? I feel like my brain is going blank, guys. Okay, let me not stay on it. Let me just go to that 4th video and share with you guys that video, because he's given a lot of good information in that video. Give me 1 second. I do also want to give you all a heads up, guys, that this guy that I'm about to share with you, Nizin Lopez, he does in the middle of the video throw his hand up in the sign of the mark of the beast. And I believe he's doing that as a way to basically say that this technology is ran by that system, because the Masonic program is ran by Baphomet, so this is a satanic program. And so I believe that's why he threw that up. He did mention something about the occult, so I don't know what his belief system is. I literally just found this video yesterday, but the information he's sharing in the video is so pertinent, especially the book that he's talking about, where he's discussing the fact that this technology has been around since the 1980s, and I'm sure even longer than that. As a matter of fact, I just saw, let me show y'all something. Not this, I didn't mean to click on that. This video that I'm intending to watch later that showed up in my recommended, and I'm pretty sure it's because I keep watching these mind control videos. Where's the video now? This video here that says Mission Mind Control 1979. You know, so literally like around the late 1970s to early 1980s, where they is when they started to heavily, you know, experiment with this stuff and play around with this stuff. So let me share that video with you guys. Give me 1 second.
There's science fiction, stuff that you see in movies like Prometheus, where one can see somebody's dreams on a screen. Most people don't believe that this could be realistic. I found something extremely perplexing in page 276. There's a certain neurosurgeon, a doctor named Robert G. Heath, that had a very interesting perspective when it comes to mind control technology. This is what it says on page 276. Like Dr. Delgado, the neurosurgeon, meaning Dr. Robert G. Heath, the neurosurgeon concluded that ESB, meaning electrical stimulation of the brain, could control memory, impulses, feelings, and could evoke hallucinations as well as fear and pleasure. It could literally manipulate the human will at will. So here we're talking about a technology, and keep in mind that this is an old book. Right now we're in the level of quantum technology, which is a complete different realm. That we're talking about a technology that could pretty much influence, modify, manipulate 100% the human will. Basically, pretty much what we have here is a human being, a person like myself, becoming a robot. In the same page, it continues, that ESB, meaning electrical stimulation of the brain, was the key to creating not only a psycho-civilized person, but an entire psycho-civilized society. Total manipulation. A world where every human thought, emotion, sensation, and desire could be actually controlled by electrical stimulation of the brain. So what we have here, ladies and gentlemen, is true black magic, technological sorcery. We're talking about very brilliant and powerful people working day and night overtime in order to decode the super formula for the ultimate mind control weapon. And as I mentioned before, this is a very old book. We're in 2015. Right now, we are, in the quantum technology era, meaning that, these guys, they don't even need to put a microchip in your brain. They could just access your mind through very sophisticated methods, things that we cannot even possibly begin to imagine. Now, on page 278 of this book, there's something very interesting, something called the Switz-Gebel machine. It's a behavior transmitter reinforcer. This is what it says on page 278 about this kind of technology, the Switz-Gebel machine behavior transmitter reinforcer. This is what it says about the targeted individual, the person that will be monitored or tracked or whatever. It says he or she would be fitted with a brain implant and will be tracked with the psychological data being transmitted from the implant to the machine. The machine, using probabilities, would come to a decision and alert the police if necessary. So let me see, this came about like in 1989. We're living in 2015 right now. And this guy, the author of the book, is talking with a very reliable individual. It's not just some crazy guy talking trash. This guy here is talking about a technology that can pretty much read and decode your thoughts. You know, images, phrases, words, all that information is transmitted from your psyche, from your mind, into a computer screen.
Computer interface. And let me just add in, guys, I don't have an issue with law enforcement or military personnel. I have a problem with the program that they're running right now that's impeding my life and the life of many innocent civilians. But I've never had an issue with law enforcement or military personnel. So I don't have an issue with Nizen. I'm glad for the information he's sharing, but I just wanted to put that out there. I don't necessarily agree with what's written there. I don't personally have an issue. I don't think they're all psychopaths. I think some of the people doing this don't have the best intentions, but I don't think they're all psychopaths. All right, let me go ahead and continue to share.
I believe, this is my theory, I am convinced of this, but I don't have any evidence to present to you, that, the people in the military, law enforcement, if they have this refined technology, this secret technology, that means that they can insert thoughts. Let me rephrase that. They can insert images, phrases, and words into a person's psyche, and most likely the targeted individual would believe that those are his own thoughts, when they are not. Like an email. So we're talking about very, very sophisticated technology and secret technology that is very dangerous. I believe that this technology should exist. Of course, it should. There's a lot of bad people out there, and we get more technological by the minute, by the day. So there's a lot of threats, military threats, this and that and the other. So yeah, that technology is necessary. But that technology could be misused, if it falls in the hands of the wrong people, you know.
I completely agree with Nissen there. I think that this technology is useful and should be utilized in the right way and used on the correct people. But I think the way that it's being used now is completely unethical. It's being used on just about anyone, and there's no due process with it either. And so that's the problem with it. I think if they had due process and they were using it in the correct way on the correct people, then I think it could be, something worth using, because there are a lot of bad people out there, but it's the way that it's being used. They're taking and stripping away the rights of, many individuals, and many of us are innocent. So this is where the problem comes in. Oh, also, guys, I wanted to also add into what I just said. I do not think that they should be utilizing the pushing of thoughts into people's brains, or they're trying to control people's minds. I was just more so talking about the reading of thoughts, for those individuals that they have enough probable cause for, that really do seem like they need to utilize this technology. I think that's who they should use it on. But as far as like pushing thoughts into people's brains and controlling people's minds and stuff like that, to me, that's not only unethical, but to me, from my perception and my beliefs, I'm not pushing it on anyone else. I think it goes against the Bible and against the Most High. It's almost like playing God at a certain point, you know? I don't care how bad somebody is. The worst criminal ever, I wouldn't agree with trying to control their mind. I would agree with trying to read their mind to see if they're guilty. But as far as trying to control their mind, to me, that's insanity and it goes against the Bible, in my opinion. But I do think that the technology should be utilized to read thoughts on those people that they really truly have probable cause for. And so that's just my 50 cents.
If, for example, somebody like me, who I'm an artist and I'm into dark things, I listen to dark music and I like death metal, black metal, I like horror movies, I like to read about control to a library. That's pretty much what I do. A person like myself could be misunderstood by very powerful and brilliant individuals, and they could label a person like myself as a potential threat to society, when in fact a person is not a threat at all. If this kind of secret technology is used on the individual, on the targeted individual, in order to deprive him from sleep, for example, when a person is deprived from sleep for like a month, that person pretty much loses his fucking mind,
This may sound like a TMI, guys, but that number 4, that's actually very much so a thing. Because I do recall, like I said, if you listen to my story and actually some of the videos that got deleted, I talked about this in one of my first videos that I created shortly after my parts 1 and 2, how I became a targeted individual, full story. The initial videos I had posted that got deleted, I literally had a diagram that I got off of YouTube that showed what some of the physical effects of the neurological monitoring of the nanobots can do to the body. And it can not only cause, things with your brain, but physical effects. Like I said, it can cause twitching of certain body parts. Like even now, my hip twitches sometimes out of control, my jaw. And they do noise campaign when it's happening, when it's likely whatever is being done that's causing it. But I do remember in Florida, when I was staying in my car, I talked about this, it's so embarrassing. I talked about this in that same video where I shared that diagram that got deleted. I was talking about what had started happening. Thank goodness it's not happening to me anymore. But it was happening to me in my car in Florida. It was the weirdest thing ever. And I noticed it happened especially after I shared the offensive content that I shared. Obviously I pissed off some people in power. That was when I started having this weird, like this, it's almost embarrassing to talk about, but it's like this weird vibrating type of thing that was happening, in that area. And I was just going, oh my God, what is this? I remember I even had to put a sheet over myself because that had started happening to me. One day I had just been holding my pee all day. I was actually living in my car at the time. I know this is a TMI. And so this is what happened. I actually tried to hold my pee in and they revved by. They did the rev campaign. And so then I finally was able to get to the bathroom, but that's how hard they were watching me, guys. Anyways, I was finally able to get to the bathroom to use it. And then I noticed just after that, this thing started happening with that weird, like down there was like, it's embarrassing to talk about, but that's what started happening to me. It was to the point where I had to actually like put a sheet over myself. And I was like, what is this? And at the time I didn't know I was a target and I didn't know about this technology that they have. So I was just like, oh my God, what is this? Among other things that was happening, I just remember feeling completely embarrassed and just scared, confused, not even knowing what the heck was going on, never having experienced any of these physical effects before, and not knowing that they had the technology to do these things. So it's good to know about this technology. Let me see if I can find that diagram, as a matter of fact. I'm going to continue his video. I'm coming. I just want to see if I can find that diagram. Oh, I hope I can find that diagram again. I was so happy when I found it. I'm so mad that video got deleted. Here it is. Found it. Yay. So you can see it says reading and broadcasting thoughts. Of course, that's what we're talking about in these videos. Controlled dreams. Remember I told you how I started getting those weird dreams on 6/11/2023, literally the day after I had went in the neighborhood and I recorded the burgundy trailer and I recorded the plane flying overhead in the red Jeep. Literally the day after when I went to work out. That was when they overtly let me know that they were monitoring my thoughts. But I'm certain they've been doing it for months. I know I had evidence that they had been doing it for at least 2 months prior to that, because I told y'all what happened with the Spanish name that they sent to my pool game, about the guy I was daydreaming about. I talked about this in my thought manipulation video, and I think also my new allegations video. But basically was daydreaming about the Spanish guy, on Island, and they basically sent me his name, an avatar to play against me on pool with his name. So about 2 months prior to them overtly letting me know that they were monitoring my thoughts, they had hinted at it, and then they proceeded to gaslight me when I made a video about it, and then continued to send Spanish names to my pool game to make me feel like I was going crazy. So I know for a fact that they had been monitoring my thoughts at least 2 months prior to 6/11/2023, when they overtly let me know that they were doing it. But 6/11/2023 is when I started having the weird symptoms, like them almost like pushing thoughts into my head. It felt like Tourette's of the brain is how I would best describe it. And then also just really weird dreams out of nowhere. The only other weird dream I can recall that I believe was them was months prior, about 4 or 5 months prior. This was around the time when I was still creating tech and trying to become a programmer. I did have a weird dream, and I told my mom about it too, thank the Most High. This was before I had even done that weird symbol with my hand that I talk about in my new allegations video. I also talked about it in the last video I posted, the evidence of a target turning against me video. I talked about it in that video as well. But that weird symbol I did with my hand, this was literally about a month or two before that happened. I had this weird dream where I was like floating over this naked man, and he was doing that symbol with his hand. And then we started to have intercourse. And then I woke up and my ear was humming. And remember, they make your ears ring. That's another symptom of the mind control technology being used. So I'm now coming to the realization that that was likely them doing dream manipulation. And then the month later, when they got me really angry and I threw up that symbol, that was likely mind control, is what I'm realizing. Because that's the only thing I haven't been able to refute or explain. The only thing I can recall is that I was extremely angry when I threw up the symbol. And I could not explain that thing. And thank the Most High, I'm coming into all of this research and realizing again, oh, they're toying with you again, Sharifa. It's kind of like in Florida when they kept targeting me through the videos and trying to make it seem like it was some sort of spiritual intervention when it was really them and their technology. So it's good to know this information as a target, to protect yourself and to document. Anyway, let me continue reading. So controlled dreams, forced waking visions, some synced with body motion, microwave hearing, and I'm assuming that's talking about the ear ringing, transparent eyelids. That one I don't know about. I still, up to this day, every time I read that, I don't know what they mean by transparent eyelids. I haven't experienced that, thank goodness. Artificial tinnitus, and again, that's the ears. That's where your ear is hurting and you're hearing the ringing. This is because they're messing with you with the frequencies and with the technology. forced movement of jaw and clacking of teeth. Remember I told y'all that be happening to my jaw? And then I saw some other targets having that same symptom. And they made me feel so bad about doing the noise campaign. I used to be clamping my jaws tight trying to make it stop. And the more I tried to do that, the more it was happening. And I didn't even know it was a symptom of this damn nanobot. Of the damn nanobots, excuse me. Anyway, sorry about that, guys. I need to blow my nose. I'm so sorry. I know that's annoying. But I don't want to stop right now, so I'm just keep going. Forced muscle quaking of the large muscles on the back, not just the back, just so you know, all over. Like I told you, my hip twitches sometimes too. Forced precision manipulation of hands, sometimes synced to the forced waking visions. General effects, sudden overheating, all body pain, forced caffeine field, sleep prevention. Oh, I've definitely been suffering with the sleep prevention. Forced drop in your tracks, sleep inducement, irresistible, go here, go there, commands, microwave burns, electric shocks. And so that part there is literally talking about mind control with the go here, go there type stuff. That's where it gets real scary, you know? Involuntary test subjects also experience frequent break and enters at home and at work with clothing and furniture business papers, computer files sabotaged, modified or stolen. Psychological warfare research is the likely motive. Yeah, I forgot what that's called. I actually had a video. This was one of the videos that got deleted, where I was sharing a document with the harassment techniques used in this program. And one of those techniques is where they go into your house. It's called black bagging. I remember now. It's called black bagging in the community, where they go into your house when you're gone. They break in and they move stuff around. So when you get home, you're going to see things shifted around and know someone was there, but you know nobody was supposed to be there. And so it messes with you psychologically. It's literally psychological warfare. What else? Demo neural control by bending each toe backwards, almost 90 degrees, one at a time, over a couple of minutes. Thank the most I haven't dealt with that, but I did see this girl. This is how I ended up finding this Jamaican target that ended up turning against me, or he was a plant to begin with, I don't know. But literally I went to her page because I was looking through for targets. I just oftentimes look on YouTube to find different targets. And I saw her posting, she was saying basically what neuromonitoring was doing to her, and her foot was bent all the way back, her toes. And I was so freaked out. I was like, oh my God, they can do that too? And so I remember in the comments, I saw this Jamaican target commenting, and I went to his page and ended up writing him. And then turned out that he was either a plant or they turned him against me. And then later he tried to come back, I guess after he saw some of my videos. And at that point, I wasn't really trying to talk to him anymore. Because for me, I didn't, at that point, I don't trust you. And for you to turn that easily, knowing what this feels like being in this program without even hearing my story, that was a wrap for me. Anyways, hard to reach, itch, bite. And I just had this the other day. My feet were itching so bad. I know it'd be them, man. When I was standing there trying to get internet by the shopping mall, my feet started to itch me so bad. It did not feel natural. I knew it was probably likely something they were doing. But I'm not sure. I don't want to bear false witness. But so hard to reach itch site, top and bottom, never any rash, which often starts as the sensation of small electrical shocks. That's exactly what it felt like in my foot. And you see they're pointing to the foot. Also wild flailing, sometimes followed by short periods of rigor mortis. That's been happening to me a lot these last few nights. That's basically when you wake up, and what the sensation feels like is literally, it almost feels like sleep apnea. So it's like you wake up and it feels like your throat muscles aren't working, and like you started to choke in your sleep, and like you can't breathe. And so you're flailing trying to catch your breath. It's a weird feeling. The best description I can give is like sleep apnea. And I've had that happen to me several times before. It's very scary. Intense general pain or hot needles pushed deep into flesh sensations. I felt that in my back before. Special attention to genital area, itching. This is TMI, guys. I'm sorry, but you need to know about this stuff. Forced, intense pain. I haven't had that. Definitely haven't had any of those. But like I did say, in Florida, I was dealing with like this weird. It didn't even feel sexual, to be honest with you. It more so just felt like it was twitching and I couldn't stop it. It was the weirdest thing. I had never felt anything like that in my life. It did not even feel sexual. It literally just felt like it was like the same thing, like how they said they make your muscles quake, like how my hip twitches. It felt like that, but I couldn't stop it. And I didn't know it was them doing that. And then the ref campaign was going crazy, so it's really psychological warfare. And then they make you feel bad about it when it's them doing it. It's crazy. It's crazy stuff, man, with this program. Anyways, so back to the video. I'm going to finish playing this video, guys, and then close off the video. Oh, there's one more clip I wanted to share with you from Dr. Phil V, because he talks about this technology briefly as well.
Now, also keep in mind, imagine that this technology is enhanced, mixed with negative environmental stimuli. You know, that a targeted individual is being bombarded systematically with negative environmental stimuli. And imagine, for example, that a targeted individual is being drugged against his will in restaurants and places like that. Plus, this technology, you know, that destroys a person.
So he's right when he says the targeted individual program has many different faces. I've literally seen all types of different targets, right? And in this list alone, he's going to name out several different people from different walks of life. He has Myron May in the list, who was an attorney that was targeted. He has a lady, I forgot her name, but she's a Christian. You know, she's talking about the fact that she doesn't know why this happened. I need to find her video. I had shared a clip of her video before, and I need to find her. But different people from different walks of life, different religions, different ethnicities, different genders, it doesn't seem to matter really. Anyone can become targeted. And I feel like this is just, again, this is just my opinion, the ushering in of the New World Order. Anyways, let me go ahead and finish sharing. That's the lady there. She's a Christian. I had seen her video, and also Dr. Tarif. Let me. I don't want to say her name right. Let me not hatcher her name. Dr. Fasika Tafara. I actually saw a clip of her where she was talking about black bagging, you know, and the fact that she had to lock her child's room, basically stay in a room with her child and lock up because it was scary when she got home and realized that the neighborhood was targeting her and she didn't know why. You know, so it's crazy. It can literally happen to anyone. You saw that lady in the past clip, former US Customs Border Control. Like they'd be taking some people from some classified programs and targeting them oftentimes when they become whistleblowers. Anyways, let me continue. Yes, even celebrities can be targeted. Many celebrities have been targeted, Cat Williams being one. Actually, I believe Tupac Shakur was targeted as well. Oh, that lady in that last clip, I tried to pause it. If you check out my FBI COINTELPRO irrefutable proof that gang stalking is real video, you'll see her in that video. And basically, she's a former NASA scientist. And they targeted her because she was fighting for credit of her work. So they targeted her for that. This is why I say it becomes an abuse of power, because it's like they're not even using it in the correct way at a certain time. You know, sometimes they're just using it on people that they want to shut up, you know, or that they don't like, you know, instead of using it where it needs to be used, and there's no due process. This is where it's a problem, because this technology can be useful if it's used correctly.
impart this.
All right. So that's the video, guys. Oh, there's one more I wanted to share before I end off the video. And this is, like I said, Dr. Phil V that's talking about what it can do as well. And the fact that even Elon Musk realized that his own technology, because he's a part of the creation of AI and nanobots, mind you, I just feel like he's a vessel. I think most of these people are. I think this is fallen angel technology. But anyways, he even realized that the technology is becoming sentient. So like this is a problem. It's everywhere. It's in everyone, not just targets. It's activated in targets, but it's in everyone. It's in the chemtrails, it's in the food we eat. The titanium dioxide that they're putting in the foods, the glyphosates that they're spraying the crops with, the chemtrails that they're dropping on everyone. Everyone has nano in them. Excuse me, I need to blow my nose. It's in the air we breathe. So just understand that. It's taken over the world.
What you have fed into the AI, so sophisticated that what you have fed into the AI is going to be so connected to you based upon that technology that it will be feeding you instructions that will mimic your thinking process. Be feeding you instructions that will mimic your thinking process. Will be feeding you instructions that will mimic your thinking process. This is why they found this out, that the computer took over this dude. Found this out, that the computer took over this dude. And he was following the instructions of the AI system, which is why Elon and them came out right after that and said, we got to shut this thing down. It's becoming sentient. But they say it's too late. Sentient. But they say it's too late. How you become more protected is to understand, and this is what our university is about. It's teaching you the techniques to know whether or not you're thinking your thoughts based upon you. It's to know whether or not you're thinking your thoughts based upon you. Whether you are thinking your thoughts or your thoughts are thinking you. This is all. Understand that you have to become very, very cognizant of what it is that your thoughts are telling you. If this is all certain, they have the way to project thought processes into your brain to align with your. They have the way to project thought processes into your brain. And given certain, they have the way to project thought processes into your brain to align with your aura to make you think that you're hearing sounds that sounds like your thoughts. That's how the technology has become so sophisticated. Thank you for the question, my brother. Appreciate you, brother. See, this is why I love.
All right, guys. So that's that. That's all I wanted to share with you guys. Just more information about this technology that exists, that is currently being used on targeted individuals. So it's good to be informed and just document and share what you know with the community. So that's what I'm doing. And also just sharing my experiences while trying to filter myself and not offend people. Because that seems to keep getting me in trouble. But I do have a right, I think, to tell my story. I know to tell my story and my experiences and share what I've learned about the program, since it's something that's affected my life. And I see that it's affecting other innocent targeted individuals. So this is why I do what I do. Anyways, thank you for tuning in. I will talk to you in the next one. Peace out. Hello, welcome back to my channel. My name is Sharifa. My music name is New Lily. If you're new to my channel, welcome. Please check out my How I Became a Targeted Individual summary and or full story if you're new to my channel. If you're not new, welcome back. This is just more documentation of how I am targeted through the TV. But I do want to apologize for how hype I am in the video. Like, I'm on 10. But really, literally yesterday, all day long, they were targeting me through every freaking movie and show that I put on. And I actually had way more footage than what you're about to see. That's why you hear me say in the beginning of the clip, you're going to hear me say, because this is a pre-recording. I'm doing this, and then I'm going to add this clip that I'm doing now to the next clip that you're about to hear. But basically, why you hear me saying, I know this is ridiculous, I'm coming back again, excuse me, is because I had created several clips yesterday for several different movies where they were targeting me through the TV. It was crazy. And even the plaid shirt and everything. But I decided to delete it. It was just too much footage. But I am keeping this one because this one is really, like, to me, concrete evidence with them coming with the Eternal thing again. It's just so obvious what they're doing. That whole movie, if you check out the movie that I'm about to show you the clip from, what was the name of the movie? It's called Fair, and it's from 2023. That whole movie is targeting me. If you listen to my story and then you listen to that movie, they're even using the word bullshit. You know, you'll see the plaid shirt. They had a lot of things targeting me. There was this, it's just a lot. If you check out that movie that where they were targeting me and you listen to my story, you'll see what I'm talking about. But I decided to just keep this last clip with the Eternal thing because I really wanted to break down the lyrics of that song and just show you again that they use that as stimuli. Even today, when I was doing a search for movies, again, they threw a movie in called Eternal Sunshine. And the mind is spotless. You know, like, they're just targeting me, like, through these shows, and they do this to target. So I just want to let you know, if you feel like that's happening, like you're being targeted through the TV, the radio, etc. It's a real thing. It happens. You know, check out my documentation of targeting through the TV part 1 video, and you'll see what I'm talking about. And by the way, these two clips, so the one I'm doing right now, and then the next one that I'm talking about that you're going to hear the Eternal thing, these two clips are going to be added to the end of MK Ultra mind control video, where I'm going to be sharing clips of MK Ultra videos, basically information about that technology. So you're gonna basically be hearing this at the end of that video. I'm going to compile it in one video. Anyways, thanks for tuning in. Peace out. Check you in the next one. All right, y'all, back with another clip. I know this is ridiculous. This is like the 4th time that I'm saying that it's over. That clip, at least, that video. But it's like I'm towards the end of the movie, and actually, to be real with you, this is the next day. And I didn't finish watching the movie yesterday. So I'm finishing it up now. That same Fair movie that had all the stimuli in the beginning where they were targeting me. Now I'm towards the end of the movie, and basically come to find out the lodge that they're at, where their fairs are being used to basically kill them, is a lodge ran by witches. So again, that's more targeting, because remember, my whole story talks about the fact that I felt like this roommate did witchcraft on me, and then eventually they started accusing me of doing witchcraft. So now, remember I told you in my initial documentation of how they target me through the TV video that they tried to use my song Eternal to target me through the Candyman movie? And it's funny because my song Eternal is actually about eternal life, like living with the Most High and getting it right. It's comprehension. You know, it's a lack of comprehension that's happening. I'm trying not to be a bitch, but it's a lack of comprehension, because if you listen to the lyrics, and I broke it down in my poetry breakdown video, but of course those videos got deleted. I broke down the fact, and I shouldn't have had to break it down because these lyrics are self-explanatory. Let me play it for y'all. Let me play the song Eternal for y'all, because this is the second time they've targeted me with this song. And literally, so in the video, right, I'm towards the end, come to find out the coven is ran by witches. And basically those witches were tortured and killed in that lodge. And this is why they keep setting up people. It's like a portal, basically, for people to get people's souls. And so basically those witches are gatekeepers and trying to get people's soul, basically. And so right when that played, and they said, just for eternal something, I'm going to play it for you just now, right? But as soon as that happened, it's like somebody was parked in the neighborhood watching the movie with me. You know how it is when you're a target. Like, they sit there and park up and watch movies with you and wait for opportunities to rev by. It's the strangest, weirdest program. So anyways, when that played, the person zoomed by. And so I'm just saying to myself, you know, you're the gatekeeper, right? You're the one with all the power. You're the one sitting there trying to antagonize a human being into snapping and having an egregious reaction in hopes of them hurting themselves so that they can get damned. Don't you know that that's what Satan does? He tries to provoke souls so that they can get damned. You're the gatekeeper. It's hypocrisy at its finest. And they're not going to get my soul either. Trust me, I'm grounded in faith. Anyway, let me play my song for you, though. My Eternal song. And tell me if that sounds like anything wicked. Oh gosh, look, they're doing thunder. They're doing the harp now. They're doing the harp now. I just had to play it for y'all now this time, guys, because this is the second time they've tried to target me with that song in particular. I don't know why out of all the songs, this is the one they keep picking. But let me play it for you. Love and light, your energy, the height of your existence, using linguistics to explain what should be in plain sight. So you better get it right. This life is a test, a fight with powers and principalities, like your sight. So you better get it right. This life is a fight with powers and principalities, like your reality. It's all a test. So try your best. Your body is a vehicle that's carrying your soul. I mean, it's like a mold. So tighten up your hold as things start to unfold. It can never be destroyed. Nope. Just deployed to a different realm. This is just a hell. So you better get it right if you want eternal life. Eternal life. So guys, even without me breaking it down, does that sound like anything wicked to you? Let me go to the lyrics now and break it down, since this is what I have to do, because there seems to be a lack of comprehension. And then they say I'm a bitch when I act like this. But it's literally just a lack of comprehension at this point. They're purposely like warping what I'm saying in all of my songs. I don't think that I even should have to explain this one, because I think it's self-explanatory. This is not even one of those ones that sounded abstract. So I said love and light, which is a good thing, you know, peace, love and light. And then I said your energy, the height. I'm talking about your aura, your soul of your existence. So I'm talking about your soul. That's the height of your existence. Using linguistics, I'm using words to explain what should be in plain sight. So this should be obvious. So you better get it right. This life is a fight with powers and principalities. So I'm thinking about Ephesians 6:12. Let me go and read that Bible verse to you. We're going to break it down because they keep coming with this bullshit. And yes, I'm going to use that word. And so this is where I'm going to break this song down now. Yo, I'm getting too excited. Let me slow it down. You're out of control with this, bro. For our struggle is not against flesh and blood, but against the rulers, against the authorities, against the powers of this dark world, against the spiritual forces of evil in the heavenly realms. And that sounds like the NIV words, but it doesn't matter. You get the gist of it, right? I even wrote a song called Ephesians 6:12. So when I said that this life is a fight with powers and principalities, I'm talking about the fact that everything is spiritual. And in this life, it's not about the physical flesh. You're literally fighting for your soul in this life, basically. This life is a test. There's a reason the Most High gave us free will and put us on earth. It's to see if we're worthy to make it to the kingdom. So that's what I'm talking about. So then I said, and I'm also too specifically talking about what I've been dealing with throughout the years. It's been a real spiritual battle. So then I said, like your reality, I'm talking about my reality, by the way, but anyone's reality really in this world. It's a fight with powers and principalities. And then I said, it's all a test because again, and I've talked about this in my prior videos, this life is a test. Your body is just a vehicle that's carrying your soul. Your body is basically, I'm sorry, I'm hearing the thunder, and I know it's not real thunder. Your body is like a car, in other words. This is how I view it. This is the analogy I use. Your body is like a car, and then your soul is you, right? Inside of the car. So, you know, when you take a driving test and you're trying to get your driver's license, that's what this life is. It's a test to see if you're going to make it into the kingdom. So if you get it right, you get eternal life. You make it into the kingdom. So, anyways, so I said, your body is a vehicle that's carrying your soul. I mean, it's like a mold. So tighten up your hold. So I'm saying hold on to your soul. Your body is a mold. It's a vehicle that's carrying your soul. So you need to hold on tight to your soul because you could lose it. And I'm talking about that very seriously too, with what I've been dealing with in this program, with the way that they've been antagonizing me. You know, it's so easy to slip and lose faith. And this is why I said they're the gatekeepers. It's because they keep antagonizing, trying to get some sort of reaction out of me. I really remember what the program's designed to do. Remember, one of the goals with the program is to possibly get you to kill yourself. And actually, in the movie I'm watching just now, too, this guy named Lou, and they're making noise campaign trying to make it seem like I'm Lou. But anyways, this guy named Lou ended up getting stuffed into the basement. They were making it like he was sick and like he was going to harm everyone else. So they threw him into the basement. And he ended up basically killing himself. And they made one sort of noise campaign when that happened, too. So this is why I said they're the gatekeepers. It's hypocrisy because it's almost like they're trying to incite this type of reaction where you hurt yourself. You know how this program works. And obviously, if you did that, if you killed yourself, then you know you're not making it into the kingdom. So they're trying to basically make you lose your soul. So they're the gatekeepers trying to give Satan souls. It's hypocrisy at its finest. Anyway, let me finish. Literally sitting there parked up waiting to antagonize somebody. Like, come on, man, that's a spirit on you. Anyway, so then I said, so tighten up your hold as things start to unfold. I'm just talking about life. And I said it can never be destroyed. And I'm talking about your soul. And I said just deployed to a different realm. This is just the helm. So basically, you know, like the helm of a ship, the helm of a vehicle, your soul is you. Your body is just a vehicle. You're the driver. So when I said this is just the helm, I'm talking about this life is just the helm. Your body can be moved to another realm, to the kingdom, to heaven. Now they're making noise campaign like they don't understand what I'm saying. It can make it to heaven and not destroyed if you live right. This is why I said as things start to unfold, it can never be destroyed, just deployed to a different realm. This is just a helm, so you better get it right. This is just a helm. It's just a test. It's like a driving test. This life is just a test. This is why I said in all caps, you know, they purposely warped my lyrics. In all caps, I said, so you better get it right. I'm talking about living right in this lifetime. So when your soul is deployed to the other realm, it's not going to hell. And instead, you're going to get eternal life in the kingdom. And that's what I'm talking about. They purposely, this is how this program's so fucking wicked, bro. Excuse my language. It pisses me off to no end when they do this stuff. And this is why I said they're the gatekeepers, because they try to get these horrible reactions out of you. And then I said, if you want eternal life, and I said it twice. So I said, to a different realm, this is just a helm, so you better get it right. And I'm talking about getting this life right. You better get it right. And then I said, if you want eternal life. So you better get this life right if you want eternal life. They can't destroy your soul. Only the Most High can do that. So when your soul gets deployed to another realm, you either got it right and you get eternal life, or you didn't get it right and you're going to burn. And excuse me, I don't want to push my beliefs on anyone. You know, everybody has different belief systems. This is just my perception of things. I'm just getting heated because it's like constantly vilification and villainizing me. I think I'm even making up my own words now, but it's constantly them villainizing me and trying to like warp everything. It's so annoying. It's not even just that it's antagonizing, it's annoying too. Anyway, so they're targeting me through this scene. Let me go ahead and play it for y'all. This is the second time they've used my song Eternal. Now things having trouble loading. I don't think that's a coincidence. I really don't. Guys, I think they're messing with my stuff. You know they have everything hacked up. Now all of a sudden I'm having trouble getting into the video. Sorry guys, I'm trying to get it to the part that I was at and it's moving extremely slow. Sorry about that.
Of us, right? All the pictures are blurred except for who's in this room right now. I see Meg's picture. Her face is blurred.
By the way, this part too, just so you know, that's part two that I'm playing where they're talking about pictures. I believe that they're targeting me with that too because I heard noise campaign. And basically, if you listen to my full story, you'll hear me saying, I also said this in my prior videos that got deleted. When I was looking into witchcraft, basically, because I thought it was on me, this is before they accused me of doing it. I was heavily looking at witchcraft videos, including Nikisha Wise's videos. And that was how I learned that basically they can use your picture to do witchcraft on you. And so this is why I said I needed to delete my social media. This is why I got rid of my Facebook, just so you know. It was not just because of my targeting, but it was also because of the fact that I saw that they can use your picture to do witchcraft on you. That's why I deactivated my Facebook recently, within recent months. And so I talked about that in my story. And of course, everything I talk about, they start to use it and accuse me of. It's weird. It's weird what they're doing. But I think it's like some sort of tactic to get me to stop doing my videos or something. But I'm talking about my experience because I believe something is on me. And so I'm talking about the things that I've learned and I'm just being transparent. So I don't care. You know, I mean, if it's truth and you're speaking real stuff, you know, again, I've never straight up accused the girl of doing witchcraft on me, my roommate. I said, I suspect that she did. I never said she did this for sure. I said, I suspect it. And then I talked about the things that's been happening in my life after moving out from her, you know, and I talked about some of the strange coincidences and also the odd thing that happened where we found the dirty underwear on my sister's toilet. My sister got really sick, you know, and then as soon as we moved out and started going to the church, she got better, you know, so this is the stuff that I talk about in my videos. And basically everything that I've said, they try to twist it and use it. Like, it's this weird thing that they do. And I think it's like some sort of tactic to discourage me from making my videos again. I'm still going to keep talking about what I know and what I've learned. So I think this picture thing is, they're trying to make that stimuli too. But anyways, this is not, this is around the part where it's at. Let me hit play.
I'm seeing the words. I see no light Tamara. At the bottom of the painting, the number's 419. What does that mean?
No lite Tamira. No lite Tamira, it's Latin. No lite Tamira. It means don't be afraid.
Okay, yes, okay. So what is the 419? Is the 419 code for her to not be afraid? What does the 419 mean?
This is scripture.
Scripture of what?
419. 419.
I think they're targeting more because, you know, I keep talking about the Bible, but this is not the part. That's not the part. That's a little bit too forward. But that's another part too. I'm glad that got caught on camera. Because remember, I keep talking about the Bible, so I think that's supposed to be something too.
Last night, when I told you that story about the witches and the miners and the lodge, witches, where they were brought to be tortured. That's here. This is the lodge.
Fuck.
Mind you, they're talking about the witches being tortured. Remember, this is a slow torture program.
The world that are portals for evil.
Why is it freezing at the part where I'm about to get the evidence? All of a sudden now it's freezing right before he says the thing. That's weird.
What are you talking about? What does that have anything to do with what's happening right now?
To tell you.
Guys, I think they're messing with my thing. I really do.
One of these portals has what is called a gatekeeper, whose only purpose is to feed the portal souls. Souls like us. And they consume our souls to give themselves eternal life and to keep the portal alive. The witches I told you about last night, they live in these portals. Las brujas del miedo. It means the witches of fear.
You hear that? See? You see that? Let me show you how that's hypocrisy. Right? So basically what he's saying now is the witches live in this portal and basically they use your fare to get your soul basically and feed it for eternal life. Doesn't this sound like the gang stalking program? How they feed on you, on your fear and your insecurities, basically and hope that you hurt yourself. Basically what's going to happen if you hurt yourself? Where's your soul going to go? Isn't it going to be eaten up by Satan? So come on, man. And then they get mad when you start speaking truth and it makes sense. They get mad. Anyways, so yeah, the target is never going to work on me. I'm always going to refute it and make it look stupid. So that's what's going on, guys. Let me go ahead and end the video. It's wild. This is a whole 19 extra minutes being added to the clip, but I had to show y'all, man. They keep using the eternal thing. It's crazy, and just target one set of stimuli through the video, man. Anyway, peace out. Talk to you in the next one. For real, this is it, guys. This is the last part of this video. Peace out.